Come on, let's go. Grasshoppers. It is Monday morning, the time that everybody in all the universes wait for.
They set the clock.
Yes, they do. Over in like Pluto and all those different planets, over in the Philippines and Singapore, they're all over the place. Just wanting to watch this show at 11 o'clock.
I gotta find a side hustle now.
The side hustle was that?
I lost $1 last night. My buddy's a huge Raiders fan.
Oh.
And I bet him $1.
Oh. Them and the Giants. Like, I love watching football, but it's awful, man. Like, you watch some of these other teams, like the Baltimore-Cleveland game was a great game. Detroit's so good of a team playing with heart. Watch the Giants and the Jets. And this. Oh,
see the end of that Cleveland game yesterday?
Yes, yeah.
Did you see that one running play? It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was for a first down. It was a third and pretty long, like 7 or 8. And it was a pile. And they just moved the pile.
About 10 yards.
One guy blocked the guy, came back from the block and dove in and like just pile drive. Like, you're pushing a sled with the weight on it.
There's a big debate whether that should be allowed or not. I guess technically the rule doesn't allow it.
I think as long as you're still going forward, the play is, and then once you stop, then they blow the whistle. But
that was cool. That was the whole team thing. Like, you could tell the guys were all into it. I like that. The Jets and Giants, you don't ever see them doing that kind of stuff.
No. And you know what? First of all, Chris Collinsworth, can you just shut up for a second, please? Oh my God! I thought Pierre, what's his face, was bad. This guy's right up there in the Pierre Hall of Fame, a pain in the ass. But he made a valid point though. Like with the kid Zach Wilson, he does some good things.
Yeah.
But then it just all goes to crap.
I think he's got a terrible attitude. He just, his mannerisms on the sideline. I mean, it's just like, it's everybody else's fault.
But the other thing he said at a certain point, so you really have two teams, because I spent a very brief period of time with the New England Patriots. You have the defensive side of the ball, offense. They don't really care for each other.
Right.
Because the offense, they get all the candy, they get, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And the defense goes over broken bones and busted faces.
Sure.
And at some point, they're going to go, guys, we're giving you field position, and all you do is 3 and punt every freaking time.
I know.
Yeah.
Imagine being in that locker room. Yeah. All right. Our veteran up in Buffalo, New York, Ron Jamieson, you glorious creature. How are you doing?
He's the best. Happy Veterans Day, Ron.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was it a Saturday or Friday?
Saturday was the thank you for your service, for sure.
Yes, that's right, too. Good point by you.
And my condolences. I understand he just lost a close friend. So
yes, I saw that. Yeah, he's a good man, Ron. He's got a big heart.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Kenny R., good morning to you. Ron, here's Ron Jameson again. Kenny R., oh man. Danny Erickson, how are you doing there, brother? Good family man here. The referee.
Yeah, what happened? I was so mesmerized, like brain freeze by the Jets. I didn't turn the game on till like 9 minutes in the third period.
Yeah.
What was going on?
I didn't watch it all either. I was back and forth more watching football, but I guess the referee was just Boomer Esiason was talking about this morning how bad the refereeing was. So, but Boomer's he's like that too. Sometimes Boomer is he's the conspiracy.
No, but I saw some comments last night on Facebook. People were saying it's horrible.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Here's our friend Susan Brooks, magical creature.
Yeah.
She's never at home. Like she's
the tush push. That's the play. Yeah.
Tush push. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Collinsworth said. And that was cool, Susan. But he needs to just he doesn't have to speak.
He does talk,
every single play.
Yeah, the best one are the guys that don't make it about them. Like you just say Kenny Albert. Like Kenny Albert gives you the facts. Yeah. Again, he's different. He's play by play as opposed to color. But
but you were a color guy, Tom. You didn't say something after every.
Right. That's one of the things you learn, that you don't have to always say something. Dead space.
You're supposed to give a perspective as a former player.
Yep. Totally.
And so
here's our veteran up in Cooperstown, New York, the magical Barry Shelley.
The best.
Yes. The veterans that got on our show here are good, right? Like your boys.
Really good.
Yeah.
Special Ops Army lost 5. That's awful.
Yeah. Susan's going to see. Susan's on top of everything. It took 6:04 to call gold. Oh, yeah.
That's a long time.
I know, especially that 6 minutes sitting in the building there like that. That's a long time. Yeah, let's get going.
Flip a coin if it's taking that long.
Yeah, that's the thing about. I wish they put like a limit on. Say, okay, you made the call.
2 minutes, something.
Right? And put a 2-minute limit on the replay. And if you can't decide it's changed based on your initial call,
go with the referee's call.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? I don't have a problem with them getting calls wrong. I mean, you can't have the expectation that it's going to be perfect.
Can't. They're human.
Yeah. Let me see here.
It was great to see Laffy.
Yeah, he's playing well.
He's playing well.
And Jonathan Quick is playing well too as the backup goaltender. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, they're good. They're rolling.
Yeah.
And they've had some injuries there too. Like Fox isn't back yet, is he?
No, he's long term.
Oh, it is long term.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And Shesterkin, I guess they're just being cautious.
Yeah.
I would hope
Yeah.
it's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, I hope for his sake. The great goaltenders we've had, like Richter and go back,
Yeah.
all usually played most of the games. Didn't miss many games because
They don't like not playing.
Yeah.
But what's have you've met him obviously? Is he a big guy? I know he's like 6'1", but what's his build like? Does he look like the kind of guy that can be injury prone or
Shesterkin?
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't met him at purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose. I really we don't really spend a whole lot of time with the current players.
Right.
Like they're doing different stuff. Last 2 weeks ago, I was at an event there in the City Nice restaurant downtown, and Lundqvist and what's his name, the big Schneider, the defenseman.
Yeah,
good kid too, man. What a gentleman, good looking
the
guy.
Western boy, right?
Yeah. Really interesting talking to him because I was kind of comparing notes to when I first started. How we were talking about paying everybody else too much respect. And when I said that to him, because I knew, you're all like, he's a good kid. You can tell he's really respectful and everything. And that's great. But it's also now you run into that problem with respect. Everybody says, I've done that. He says, that's amazing. So what'd you do about it? I said, you just have to play through it and work through it. But he's good. Yeah.
So the tying goal was a power play, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they pulled the goaltender.
Okay. And
they keep trying that one-timer off the wall. I mean, everybody in the world knows that play.
Yeah.
And I kept screaming at you, just take it to the middle, shoot for 85% of goals on a power play score from the middle.
Sure.
So, and think of the game we always played, right? At the end of practice, right?
Yeah.
4 guys here, a guy shoots, and then, you play the rebound.
Yeah.
But that's really what a power play is.
Oh, totally.
You're not going to simplify it. Get it to the net. Just get
way too much thinking sometimes. And you know what? You kind of understand. Those are all skilled guys out there.
So incredibly skilled.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you keep it simple, let's say you take that shot from the middle and it kicks out to Z on his one timer, boom, it's in.
Yeah, totally.
But it's funny that East-West stuff doesn't work.
I would always like Robert Ftorek, especially when he was in LA coaching, and I was there. He would always, as far as power play wasn't going well, he'd always throw me out there at the power play and just to run somebody. Like I just dump it in and run somebody. That's what he wanted, because that was, I'd run somebody, we get the puck, we go score,
get possession. Yeah, you got the extra guy. You need the puck. Yeah,
totally. So, how was your weekend? Did you have a lovely weekend?
Yeah. So yesterday, Sunday's the day that I kind of put aside to train some kids I sponsor.
Oh, nice.
And then Saturday, what did I do? I don't even remember. I played golf with my son Sean Saturday. And by the way, it's a par 3, 155 yards, wind in my face, uphill, and I stink. But I came the closest I ever came to a hole in one.
Oh, cool. Did you post a picture of you and your son too?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yesterday? Yeah. I think so. Yeah, maybe I forget. Oh no, that was a skating thing.
Oh, okay.
That was on my father's lake a couple years ago. But anyway, hit the stick, and instead of going in, it bounced off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I can't. My eyes aren't that great. My son and his buddy going, "Wow, that looks good. Looks good." I go, well, I don't see it.
I know. That's true. That is the one thing about golf. Yeah. I'll be watching somebody else golf, and they're all standing there looking at the ball, and I can't see the ball.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was.
So, do you enjoy playing golf?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't take it serious. I used to, because I'm a pretty competitive person, but then I realized, like 99% of people who play golf don't break 100.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very difficult game.
I just, the frustration level for me is because I want to do well.
Yeah.
So it's my whole thing with everything I've ever done is just do it harder.
Right.
Golf, that's what we're seeing.
And I did for like a period of time before I got married, before I had kids, I played a lot. And even then, I mean, I was playing 3-4 days a week, and improvement was there, but not enough to where I could say, hey, I'm a golfer.
Right.
Yeah.
And Henrik Lundqvist is going into the Hall of Fame. That's tonight, right? The Hall of Fame ceremony?
I saw a clip this morning. I guess that he was on it. The girl Menno Rayong.
Yeah. Pierre Turgeon.
Tom Barrasso.
Oh, okay. Did you think Barrasso was a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of was a guy for a while. That was the top goaltender in the league.
That's true.
Yeah. And he did win a cup in Pittsburgh, didn't he, or no?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yes. Yeah. For a period of time there, he was at the top of the pile. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. And our good friend Stefan Matteau is good friends with Pierre Turgeon. So Stefan Matteau and his wife Sue
were there, or whatever.
They're up there in Toronto. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they're really good friends. I guess he had told me they're friends, but they're like brothers, or even more so. Yeah,
that's cool. That's real cool. But they were the clip I saw this morning. The question posed was, "Who's the best trash talker that you played with?"
Oh,
and they went down. It was pretty interesting.
Oh,
and
who did you say? What you remember? Who we said?
Barrasso said Matt Barnaby.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Lundqvist at Avery.
Okay.
She named a few girls, and I apologize, but I didn't know who they were. But it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
I forget who the other two. So Turge, I forget who Turge said.
Probably who would he with the Islanders? Something. Remember that hit that Hunter hit?
Dale Hunter.
Oh man, well that was nasty. Like
a little bit. Yeah. That was uncalled for.
Like there's a lot of rough play, and especially back then there was love. That was intentionally trying to hurt him too.
Well, he was suspended for like 15 games or something, right? Next season.
Yeah. He bit me, and we got a fight. And, he's playing for Quebec City. He bit me on the cheek.
Yeah.
What? Like who thinks that? Like I wouldn't even think of biting somebody. Oh God.
How about eye gouging in a pile?
You know who did that to me? Tried to do it. Guy, tough kid, pretty good player too. Played in Montreal, left winger. Played his brother-in-law with Darcy Tucker too. Oh, you know, I'm thinking. I'll think about
left winger.
Yeah, left wing center. He just there's nothing going on. I was playing out in LA, and he just reached in and started putting a thumb in my eye. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Like, well, it's funny because we were talking about like that tush push.
Yeah.
And you watch those piles. Actually, the one play, the Giant, I guess lineman got hurt. You just see the legs going in 5 different directions.
I know.
And it's no wonder like the Jets are down to their 5th string guy.
Yeah.
And then my son's friend who played, he was a lineman in college football. He said, and you get eye gouging and nut grabbing and stuff in those piles. Yeah.
Shane Corson was the guy.
Shane Corson was a tough kid.
He's a tough kid, and like
that's kind of surprised me. He like kind of as an honest kind of player.
Yes, exactly. That's why I looked at him like, "What are you doing?" Like, there's nothing really going on, and I was late in my career. I wasn't fighting anymore. Yeah,
I mean, it was just having a bad day.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I really looked at him like, they're just uncharacteristic. Yeah. Barry Shelley's got a question for us. Have you ever been to the Hall of Fame trail? Yes, I have. Yep. It was back in the day. It wasn't at that same building. Many years ago, it was at the Canadian National Exhibition. There was a big building. And there's a big, like more life-size, big, like a whole wall of Bobby Orr flying through the air, scoring that goal. It's pretty cool. It was good. Actually, I don't think so. The Wayne Gretzky's got a restaurant there in Toronto too, and he's got some memorabilia there. And I think he's got the score sheet from him tying Gordie Howe's record, which my name is on for. That's what's pretty cool to have that restaurant. Yeah,
your name is on it.
Yes, I'm surprised I haven't told you the story. So Wayne was first year in LA, and he was trying to break Gordie Howe. Well, he was going to break Gordie Howe's record for points. So Gordie was on the road with us, and Wayne didn't score for a couple of games, which we loved because Gordie Howe was like hanging out with us, and we're asking, tell stories and have beers with Gordie Howe. It's just a legendary
guy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So finally, we're in Edmonton, as it turned out, and early in the game we had a 4-on-4, and so they had. I think Robin Ftorek was coaching too, so he loved the way I played. So he put me on 4-on-4. It's like a hockey Hall of Fame, and Gretzky, Nichols, Steve Duchesne, really good offensive player, and then me. The theory is I'm the defensive guy. And then they had Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, Charlie Huddy, and Yuri Curry, I think, too.
Those guys are pretty good.
Yeah, seriously. And it's funny me being out there. I'm like, what am I doing out here? I don't belong out here. So, of course, we're in their zone. We got them kind of trapped in their zone, and they're not paying attention to me at all. And Wayne's got the puck over by the boards. And, of course, he finds me standing in the slot all by myself. There's nobody around. And I think it was Bill Ranford was the goalie. Now, I realized that the gravity of the situation, that if I score here, it's going to be great. They're tying Gordie Howe's record, so it'll go down in history of me scoring the goal. So I go into panic mode. It's just like, seriously. And I played in the league, but 10 years at this point. But I was probably the most nervous I'd ever been.
Yeah.
And Bernie Nichols was over, getting tied up by Charlie Huddy. And I'm thinking, I'm getting rid of it. I'm passing to Bernie. This year he scored like 70 goals. So I passed it to him when I shouldn't have. And again, I'm walking in all by myself, and I passed to Bernie off the side. He tips it in and scores. So if you watch the video, it looks like this great play by me, but it was just Bernie's laughing. Yeah, it was panic mode. Bernie's laughing at me after. You go, what were you doing passing me? And the building's going nuts and everything.
That's awesome.
God. Oh yeah, that's funny stuff. Yeah. Ron James is giving me a hard time here. I like it. He's giving it to me. Wow, I knew Tom Laidlaw story. Not the one about the league. Do you do that too? Like I get in the habit of telling old stories over and over.
Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah. Even I feel like even when I don't quit too, if somebody starts telling me, Tommy told me that story, just power right through. I just keep going.
That's all.
Yeah, totally. Discipline.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, Tom Barrasso's going in.
Yeah.
Do you think Turgeon was a Hall of Fame player too? I liked him.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of lobbying that goes on.
Sure.
Guys.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what the criteria, if they have one, like
I don't think there really is a criteria. I think that somebody has to kind of say, okay, I'm going to take the charge here.
Who's the decision? Is it hockey writers? Like baseball, it's baseball writers that vote on it.
There's a whole panel that includes former players. I actually think Kevin Weeks is on it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a few other guys. John Davidson was on it. I don't believe he's on it now. Lanny McDonald's on it. I think he actually calls the players and lets them know the decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's that they somebody will lobby for a player and then they have a vote and it would be questions.
I'm guessing I'm going to check to see if it's on ESPN tonight or anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on TSN. But
they do a good job too of really prepping the guys so that they have really good speeches. They're prepared.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do that before at all. Who's it? It was Luke Robitaille we had on, and he was getting awarded, or he was up for, I think, Rookie of the Year. But he thought there was another player that was really good. I think it was Ron Hextall at the same time, and he thought Hextall was going to win it. So he really didn't prepare a speech at all. And all of a sudden, they named him as Rookie of the Year. But Luke is smooth. He's a good guy. Yeah.
And he was just a kid if he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. But you know what, though? He is really, again, having him on the show was great. We had him on the Full Change podcast where a lot of times, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, former players will be president of a team, but really it's just kind of a figurehead thing. They'll go golfing with the sponsors and all that.
Yeah.
But Luke he's the legitimate
He's hands-on. Does he still own that rink, Aeroplex, out there?
I think so, yeah. He's got his hands in a few things, yeah. He's good. He's got the white hair now and everything. Looks like the older. Yeah. Older. I think he just kind of said, I'm not going to die.
Let it go. Yeah.
Totally. Good shaven. You have hair. You have hair in your head, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you shave it off. Yeah.
No,
you shave it right down. Oh, that's right. I see you in a ball cap all the time. That's why.
That's just, Got to keep. I get so many thoughts, Tom. I need to kind of
exactly.
The hat holds them in.
Well, that's why I tell people grass doesn't grow on a busy street. That's why I've got no hair.
Well, the best one I heard was God created only so many perfect heads. The rest he had to cover with hair.
It's some guys, it just drives them nuts, right? That they're losing their hair.
It is what it is, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah. NHL Network showing at 7:00 preview show starts.
Oh, cool.
See, Susan knows everything. There's nothing she doesn't know.
All the baldness means is you got too much testosterone.
Is that what it is? Guess you're bald?
Well, it's DHT, which is a driving force. And so generally speaking, I mean, not always, but in some parts, your test level is higher than, especially with the DHT.
Oh, and that's why you lose your hair?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? You're unbelievable. What was it last week that you know? It's all the stuff about
dead people,
dead ringer and everything. I got off the show after. I said, "Who else would know just one of those things?" Now you know two of them.
Guess what? When I go to the store, the coffee's still the same price.
The funny, the bad dad joke. You go in the restaurant and you ask the waitress how much is a cup of coffee. She say like $2, and you ask how much is the refill. She say it's free. So I say I'll take the refill.
Exactly.
I do that with my sons. So I've done it a while. But they're looking at me like that. That's
I know. Fun. I know. I'm constantly. I always embarrass them.
That's a dad thing, right? You got if you're a good dad, you got to do that.
Yeah, you got to fly out with the dad jokes and like the progressive commercials.
Yeah.
With the training how to be a dad.
Which one's that? What?
Progressive, the car insurance commercial, and the guys like showing them like different stuff and like saying how to be a dad, like be, like the dad.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Or you know how they get like they come in, they got to start straightening the house around, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Or else they talk to everybody in the store and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
there you go.
Pull them aside,
like, come on, let's go.
You don't have to talk to everybody.
Exactly.
And there I am doing the same thing too. I talk to everybody.
Me too. Yeah. So we went this years ago. My younger boy's son, Ty, he graduated from Stella Adler Conservatory. It's an acting conservatory in New York, right? So we go in there, and there was a play he did, and we saw the play, and then it was myself, Beth, Ty's mom, her husband, and anyway, long story short, we get to the Penn Station, take the train back, and I start talking to the family next to me, right? I'm just talking, and like now Carrie and Beth are like, he got to talk to them, like, right? And then we go to leave because you've been in there, they tell you what track to go to, and the family starts going, and it was a Puerto Rican dude. I go, Israel, no, you got to go to track 3, and they're like, he knows this guy's first name, like.
Yeah. But isn't it true though? I was the same way. My dad, he's the old farm guy. He'd be leaning over the back fence talking all day long, and I'd be like, "Dad, come on, let's get out of here." And here I am doing the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, you got to hear the conversation Sophie and I have in here when I'm cooking dinner at night. Like it's
So my son who has Maverick, the
Maverick,
my grandson, my furry grandson. So he owns me totally, right? I've got the bags of snacks and a bit. So he comes up. He's good though. Like he pretends he's really interested in seeing me, like he really loves me. But then he goes right to the cupboard where the snacks are. Yeah.
Well, Sophie's totally food driven. So Wednesday night she goes to scent class. I've gone to a couple of them.
Oh,
you know how they train a dog to be a sniffer, right? Like drug dog, whatever. So what they do is they start you off pretty simple. They put a box out and they put it, it's like, an Altoids can.
Yeah.
And they perforate it and they put the scent inside it. So there'll be 3 or 4 different boxes and she's got to figure out which one has the scent. And then she sits down and she gets treats, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, but the whole thing at birch. So now if I hike, I find birch trees and I take some bark, I rub it all over me. This way, if I get lost, Sophie will find me.
Oh, no.
No, but anyhow, all kidding aside. But
I missed that joke. I was thinking you were serious.
Yeah, I mean, she's sniffing birch. I don't know what the practicality, what the
yeah. So why are you having that class then? Are you like
it's fun for Beth, and they actually have competition. They do these scent competitions, Okay. And Sophie's a worker dog. That her breed, so she's got to constantly be motivated and driven to do things, or else she'll make you crazy. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right, Barry Shelley, good question here. So we have the tradition now. So Thanksgiving dinner has to happen Thanksgiving Day. My sons now are older; they have relationships, so now they don't always make it over. So this year I might be by myself, which is fine, but I will still make the meal, and I have to make the pies. Well, I may not make all the pies because I make a whole apple pie and raspberry pie.
Well, bring the rest to the neighbors. Maybe it's a way to start to smooth.
Yeah, you're right. We'll give some to the dog. Maybe we'll poison.
Put your apron on.
Yeah, nothing else.
Nothing else. Door to door.
Yeah, and so at Costco there's a new thing now.
Is that your spatula, or are you just happy to see?
Yeah, exactly. Costco, they got the fully cooked whole turkey, frozen.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before. But
we did it one year, and I don't think we did it right because it took just as long.
Oh,
yeah. So we probably did something wrong.
You don't get the smell, do you? Like I love the smell.
Yeah, that's the whole part of it, man. That's get you hungry. Yeah.
So we'll have the menu. I'm going to cut back this again by myself. So the menu is shrimp cocktail. We'll make our homemade dipping sauce with all vegetables. Put some horseradish in there. Oh my goodness! Then now we do cheat a little bit on our diet, so we make we get that French onion dip, the Lipton with some sour cream. Dip some Ruffles in there. That'll be it for the hors d'oeuvres, and then there's mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, turkey. Oh man!
Yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, I know, right? Then you got to kind of fall asleep for a little bit.
Yeah,
and have a little nap.
Watch the Detroit Lions. They're always
Oh, I love them playing too. They're playing well too. That Dan Campbell, the coach.
Yeah.
So now you come back later with the open face turkey sandwich, or do you
the next day?
Next day, right? Later on in the
day. Yeah. No, generally speaking, because we go by Best Buy, we eat later. Oh. So it's more of a dinner kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like we do a appetizer thing later, like in the early afternoon, and everybody just kind of hangs out, and then we eat probably around 7, something like that.
Good. See, I get mine done right away. Like I'll have it done.
Yeah, well, my mom we always ate like at 1.
Right. And then you can eat all the rest of the day too.
Yeah. Take a nap, get up, get a little bit more.
Get the fireplace going. I'll probably sit outside though. I like to sit outside. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this weather's. Johnny and I are going for because I told you he's leaving for a bit. So the next 2 weeks, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we're going to go for early morning hikes. Yep. And I love it when it gets this time of the year. It's like cold. You bundle up and you get up there and you see
Yeah. I sit outside there. I got the little space heater underneath. I've got this. My table outside is made of stone. It's got the stone on it, so it heats up the stones. Kind of, what do you call that? Radiant heating.
Radiant. Yeah.
Very cool. See, there's nothing I can't ask you that you don't know about. Like,
well, there's actually quite a bit.
What can I think about something? I just got to think of something to stump you that you don't.
Think about But so we're gonna go. Tuesday. I think probably a couple of the other guys are gonna come. So.
And the Thanksgiving is next Thursday, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's early this year. I think usually it's like around the 28th. I think it's. I'd have to look, but it's a couple of days.
Third Thursday of November.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So who do you think started? Okay, here's one. Who started Thanksgiving?
Oh, it's between the natives at the time.
Yeah.
And they celebrated the harvest, and then when we came here before we started slaughtering them all. Yeah. We said, hey, what are you guys eating, man?
Yeah. Really? Pretty much. You think about that whole thing. They were here first.
Of course.
Now we come in and put them in reservations, and
it's horrible. Horrible what we did. But I didn't do it. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we learn from history, but apparently we're not.
Yeah, I know. Like, and what would the logic be? Like, why did they want to put the Indians on reservation? Why didn't they just leave them alone?
Well, because it's, I mean, we came in and we just started taking over their land, and they were not real happy about it, and they would start attacking. We go, well, then we got to just either kill them all or stuff them into a reservation, and that's pretty much the way it went.
Right. So Christopher Columbus was a hero to people for a long time. Still is to some people.
A lot of people dislike him because of what, and it's interesting because I'm sure you're familiar with that story about Canada, the school where they said they found all these graves of children that were buried that were, turned out it wasn't true. So you have to really be careful when you sift through this stuff,
Right. Oh, here's a big Ranger fan, Susan. She's got a question for you that she wonders if you can answer. Why don't the Rangers ever get a call? Susan is a diehard Ranger fan.
Yeah, well, it does seem that way. It really does, Susan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, some teams that just you would think if there was going to be any kind of, you'd want an original six, especially a New York team, to get the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't appear to be that way.
Yeah. Oh man, our football teams are awful. God.
I didn't mean to interrupt. The Giants are really, the NFL has to be ashamed.
Yeah,
that this is not a product that you're going to spend $200 to watch. It's awful.
I know.
And the Jets too. I mean, I said to my buddy Rick in California, I said, I'm saying a 10-6 game. Well, it wasn't too far off. It was 16-12. I mean, it's like torture.
I know. And then you watched like Cleveland and Baltimore play yesterday, like two hard teams.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson all banged up, hanging in there.
Oh yeah. It's just like I don't mind I wouldn't mind if the Giants lost every game, but I want them to go out and play hard. Like go give an effort and don't be afraid of making mistakes.
I don't think they're laying down, but the fact of the matter is that you can't tell me there's not somebody out there. Yeah. And this is not any knock. DeVito is a great athlete. You could see he's a great athlete. He made some plays yesterday. But for whatever it is, he's not an NFL quarterback.
I know.
You can't tell me there's somebody sitting around right now that can't do a better job.
That's totally it's unfair to him as a player. It's unfair to the fans. Fans spend all that money.
Yeah. And it was great. His parents were down in Dallas, and but it's not reality.
And he's it's kind of funny. He's living at home with his parents still.
Right, and that's cool. That's a great story. But you know what I'm saying? That you're not an NFL quarterback. God bless you. You're a good athlete. You played, but you're just not.
Yeah, clearly they want to get that number one pick or a really high pick because there's apparently all these good quarterbacks right there in the draft.
That coach. Go and here's the thing, Tom. You're in a game when points are going to really be tough to get.
Yeah.
And you got a fourth and a chip shot.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You don't want to go up 3-0.
I know.
And they run the ball and then they hand the ball over to Dawson.
Especially when it's not like they have
early in the game.
Yeah. I like Saquon Barkley, but man, it's
Well, and here's another thing too. And this is not a knock on him, but they paid him all this money, and apparently you're not as good as you think you are.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah. And I actually like Daniel Jones. I agree. He has not played that great this year, but he showed in the past, like especially last year, he showed how good he can be. So everybody's writing him off right now saying, okay, he's going to miss the rest of the year. And then his career's over with the Giants. I wouldn't be, man. Like, and here's the thing too, like used to be like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, when they came in, they sat on the bench for a couple of years before they played.
Yeah. That's the way it always was.
Yeah. Now, okay, we're going to draft these kids and put them in right away. Well, what are we going to learn? That they're not ready to play necessarily.
It's just like you see it in the NHL now too. Tom, how many guys did you play with that were 18 years old starting on the blue line?
Yeah.
That didn't play at least 1 year in the American League.
Oh, totally.
And too.
Yeah. Like I didn't play my first pro game until I was 22. And I was much more mature physically. Like if I tried to play at 18 years old, there's just no way. And what happens too, like Marner, Matthews, McDavid, they all come in and play at 18. So everybody thinks, well, those guys did it, but they're freaks of nature.
Of course. Yeah. You see, by the way, Knobloch, I read this morning, I guess he's going to be the next Oilers coach.
Oh.
He had coached, he was McDavid's junior coach. So there's a thread there. And he's a pretty good coach. I mean,
have they let go of their coach?
Who Edmonton fired what's his name? Jay something or another. Yeah, he got fired. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Just recently?
Yeah, I guess yesterday. So now they're saying that Knobloch is probably going to be the guy.
Oh, Good.
Which is good
That's
for
right,
him, man.
Yeah, that's right. He was in the minors with the Rangers, wasn't he? Wasn't coaching?
He's currently the Hartford coach.
Oh, wow.
And he filled in when COVID hit and some of the coaches couldn't coach. He also filled in, I forget what, and he did a good job. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's right. Woodcroft, man, I'm out of touch with these coaches getting fired. Woodcroft, Susan tells us, was the coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's
man. It. And I could see, I mean, it may not even be his fault, but Edmonton was a team that I thought was a contender, still could be a contender, but man, they get off to a tough start. How about the Rangers? Wow, the Rangers start. It's unbelievable. Wow.
You know, it really is impressive. And you wonder, is it really Laviolette? It's got to be a big part of it, whatever he brought to the room.
Yeah.
And, you know, Blake Wheeler also, I mean, he's not exactly lighting the world on fire out there, but there's got to be some kind of presence that he brings that changes the mentality of the game. And the fact that he's letting these kids play. Yeah. He's letting Laffy play.
Right. You know? It's that old thing. Okay, you got to give them ice time to play.
Yeah. Here's your chance.
Yeah.
Here's your chance. Yeah. Either you do it or then we're going to move on from you. Yeah.
Oh, Susan's making a prediction here. Lane Lambert will be the next to go with the Islanders. Wow.
Well, they're screaming for Loosehead, believe it or not.
Oh, are they starting to do that?
In the stands. Yeah.
Oh,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah. With his track record. Yeah. But he was limited too with the cap situation that he took over.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had to get rid of guys that he didn't want to. Yeah.
It's another organization. They just always kind of almost there, and then they just never seem to get over that hump.
Yeah. It's almost like you got to redo it. Like if you don't think you're really a contender, you hate to say it, get rid of those older guys and their salaries. Yeah. When you first arrived in New York to play, did you walk into the team office and these cowboy boots? Oh yeah. No, I had the cowboy hats and yeah. And I thought I was the coolest guy on the planet too. I look back at some of those old pictures now. People must be looking at me like, what is this guy doing? Oh God!
Well, I'm sure you weren't the only cowboy in the league.
I wasn't many guys that were wearing the hat though. I don't. Yeah. I go to the city and everything. They had the cowboy hat. People must be just. I did have people come up to me and think, "Tom, we didn't want to talk to you. That we were intimidated by it." I was so nervous and shy. I don't know why you're talking about. But
should have played for Calgary.
Yeah. Actually, so Mike Rogers, he was my best man when I got married. Thanks a lot, Mike. To my first ex-wife. Yeah. And he lived out in Calgary, so I went out there and stayed with him. Went to the Calgary Stampede. Oh man, what a party! That was good. Not a whole lot of sleep.
Well, they had some really great teams for a while, right?
Yeah, they really had hard teams too, man. The big guys and they play hard.
Poplinski and
Joel Otto and all
Joel
those guys.
Otto.
Joel Otto was a Division III college player, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I think he was. Wow.
Yeah,
and then it's a good lesson for everybody too. All the kids.
Newendike.
Yeah, Newendike.
You know.
Lanny McDonald too, man. He's a hard guy to play against. I hit him one time and I knocked the wind out of him. Man, I thought I was going to. He's solid, man.
Jamie McCowan, he was a pretty tough kid too.
Yeah. Al McInnes was, big skill
guy.
But,
oh my God, he could rip it.
Thank God he shot low too. Oh, yeah. Him and Doug Wilson. They're both guys. I don't think they were doing it for us, the guys in the other teams. They were doing it for their own teammates, so the guys would go to the front of the net.
Right.
But man, cannons. Like you go to
he
block.
could rip it too, huh?
Oh yeah, you go to block shots with them. Like it's like it wouldn't even go through your shin pad sometimes. I got hit with McInnes with a slap shot right in the shin pad. And after the game went in, and he split the skin on my shin bone. They had to sew it back up. Went right through. Yeah.
Well, Doug Wilson told me a story. He goes, I was on a flight, and it was an older woman's commercial flight. An older woman sitting next to me. She goes, "You must have been a hockey player." He goes, "Yeah. How'd you know? Is it all the scars on my face?" Oh. She said, "No. When you were picking your nose before, I noticed your Stanley Cup ring."
Oh, that's funny. Picking his nose. Where do we stand on picking your nose? Is that a bad thing? Like
it's actually pretty bad for you.
Is it really?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're shoving a lot of bacteria and everything up in there.
Right.
And there's what I read. There's more than one article about it. It's not good, and it actually may lead to Alzheimer's, or might be a contributing factor to it, because you're stuffing all this stuff, and it finally gets into your brain cavity, and it's not cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, there's another thing I knew you would know. Picking your nose. Picking your nose leads to Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
So a lot of us are in trouble.
You can pick your friends.
The Seinfeld episode?
Well, you pick your friends and you pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
You can pick your butt. You can pick your nose. You can't pick your family.
How about people like you're sitting in an airport sometime? We were with the Kings and Marty McSorley. He was getting after this one guy was sitting there constantly picking his nose. Wasn't even paying attention. Marty's just making fun of him. Some random guy. And it got to be pretty funny where the guy just wouldn't quit. He just kept on picking his nose for him.
Well, what was the Seinfeld episode when one of his girlfriends pull up on a red light and he's actually just scratching his nose, but from that angle, it looks like he's in deep.
Right.
And then he looks over, he's, no, you know how he gets, I'm scratching. It's not what you think. Yeah. Then there's the other trick. Use this finger, right? And then.
Oh, yeah. I don't go with that. I mean, I eating the boogers. Yeah. Oh.
No. Use this finger.
Oh. I gotcha.
Then
gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Put the other one in your mouth. Okay. Yeah. How about the wet willy where you wet your finger and stick in the guy's nose or ear?
Yeah, I'm not into that. Somebody does it to me, they're getting clobbered.
Oh yeah. Oh, if it's somebody really knows it's a buddy or something, like somebody's just kind of acquaintance, they do that. It's like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough. All right. So we've covered everything today. So here's another subject that we knew Mark Puttenfink.
Yeah, well, nose picking. I've done my research. Yeah.
Really? So okay. So were you just randomly reading something else, and that happened to be in the article? Or
you know what? No, I didn't go looking for it. I don't know, Tom. I just somehow tripped across it. And certain things stay in my brain, most don't, but some do.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, like you wouldn't just randomly run into an article.
It wasn't like I woke up in the middle of the night. I gotta know.
Right. You gotta know. Interesting though. Yeah. I never thought because you assume more times you're pulling something out of your nose, but I guess you're still pushing.
Yeah. Well, again, you're just driving all this bacteria up in there. Right. Yeah. Oh man, what's wrong with my hand? I'm gonna do the knuckle.
Well, I only get, see, guys, I broke my nose so many times. I only get boogers like in the left nostril. There's
no, well, in fact, I'm on antibiotics now. I get really bad chronic sinusitis and sinus infection.
Oh.
And the doctor said because of the deviated septum, you have all these like cracks and stuff that the bacteria gets stuck in there. So that's why you're supposed to do that Navage where you flush everything.
Oh, really? So do you do that? You use that Navage?
I've done it in the past. I should do it more often because I got another sinus infection now.
How does that feel? Like so it's going up into you, shooting the water up.
Yeah, basically you got to do it over the sink because it goes in and just comes right back out.
So it's like a bidet for your nose.
Yeah, it's like remember when you're a kid, you jump into the pool and you get all the water up in your nose and you get out of the pool and it's just rushing out and you're sneezing. Right. It's pretty much what it's like. Yeah.
You ever use a bidet?
I did not, and I don't plan on it.
Yeah, that whole concept of like.
Because that's an Australian thing, isn't it? What they say down in bidet.
Seriously, okay. The whole thought, like, how do you get it? You know, you get it right in the right spot.
You got to line it up.
Yeah,
you got to get your protractor out.
Yeah, and then it's going all over the place. Like, doesn't it spray around the room?
Nah, that's not cool. I mean, for females, I guess it's a big thing in Europe.
Right.
But there's other things in Europe I wouldn't do here.
Yeah, totally. We were in Czechoslovakia when I was trying out for the Canadian Olympic team, and the hotels, they didn't have a toilet bowl. It was just a hole in the floor and the feet where you put your feet. It had like little things.
Yeah. That's the same thing in when my buddy was coaching in China boxing. He said in a restaurant, I need the men's one. It's outside. And that's why it was a hole in the ground.
But this whole bidet thing, I'm just trying to think of the whole process. Like so now your rear end gets all wet. What do you get, a towel and
or slide across the rug like a cat.
I can see the cleanliness part of it, like you said, for a woman especially. Yeah. Okay, and then so.
Well, by the way, this is something that's really stuck in my craw now. You see this commercial? There's a woman selling. Yeah, there's a woman selling this product like Lumi or something, and it's like it keeps everything clean, even your butt crack and all that.
Right.
And she goes on and say you only need to shower 3 days a week now or whatever. I'm like, that's nasty. I don't care how good your product is. You need to shower every day.
Oh yeah, because you can't So do you, when you wipe after you have a poop, do you wipe until the toilet paper is clean, or do you have a certain number of times that you wipe?
I'm not obsessed with the number of times I wipe, but I think like most people, I just take a look and say everything looks good and we'll move on.
Okay. Yeah, because you can't clean it all. I mean, you can't.
No.
Huh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. This show, I'm telling you.
We went all over here today.
Yeah. Like, see, there's somebody like, yeah.
Poop.
Yeah.
Bidets.
Yeah.
Picking your nose.
Yeah. Think of what other show out there around all the universes.
They avoid this.
Yeah.
Avoid it.
Yeah. People like that. We're going to go and watch this show with Mark and Tom at 11 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, and we're going to learn new things.
These are real world problems. It's not like, this other stuff we're dealing with. Right. This is real world.
Well, here's the last one. Okay. Now, if you wiped your bum, would you then go ahead and pick your nose?
No.
Right after? No. So you think the fecal matter could be on your hand?
Of course. I might shake your hand, but I'm not going to pick my nose. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We call this information time.
Yeah.
Mark Puttenvink.
This is like, it's like we're like walking Google. Like,
yeah. Totally.
Really, when you think about
and again, like Google wouldn't like be having like an article on picking your nose too. This is something
they fear us, I think, is what it is.
Yes. Joe
we
Rogan.
Should ask them for some money. Like, hey, listen, we'll tone it down if you pay up.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But man, think of the information people like. People that watch this show now, they're going out there in the world much more informed.
Yeah.
Right?
They know what a dead ringer is now.
Yeah.
They know not to pick your nose.
Right. And bidets are kind of
pick your nose, you're going to be a dead ringer.
There you go.
There's a connection there.
Yeah. You don't even know that because you have Alzheimer's. So you don't know.
Right. Should be, what's the string?
Oh, God. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic week. I'm sorry that we have to cut it short. There'll be no more lessons you learn here, but we'll be back next week at the same time. There'll be more information that you get. Yeah. All right. Have a great day, everybody.